Hi, my name is Ashley Gallegos, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly measure a person's blood pressure. So the first thing that you want to do is knock before entering the patient or resident's room. Then you are to identify them by their name. Then you are going to identify yourself using your name and your job title. Then during the procedure and before the procedure, you are to explain every step that you are doing to them. During the procedure, you are to protect the person's rights and make sure that they are comfortable, and also before doing this procedure, you are to give them privacy. So if they are sharing a room with a resident, you are to close the curtains. You are also to shut the door, close any windows, anything like that. So the first thing that you want to do is practice hand hygiene. So wash your hands. Then you are to collect your items. So the items that I will be using today is a stethoscope, a blood pressure cuff, antiseptic wipes, and then my notepad to measure their blood pressure numbers. So after you're done collecting all your items, you are to wash your hands again. Then you are going to identify the person again, but with two identifiers, just to make sure that it is your patient or resident that you are supposed to be working on. Then provide for privacy, which I was just explaining about. So you are going to be having the person sit or lay down. So my resident is going to be sitting today. And so then I'm going to take his arm and make it level to his heart, and then have the palm be facing upwards. So now I am going to be disinfecting my stethoscope, the earpieces, with my disinfecting wipes. Then I am to discard this disinfectant wipe. Then I'm going to warm the diaphragm with the palm of my hand, since the diaphragms are usually cold before using them. Also, I was supposed to disinfect this as well, and then I would warm it up. So you are supposed to stand no more than 3 feet away from the manometer, and the mercury type is vertical, on a flat surface, and at eye level. So the first thing you want to do is expose the upper arm. So my resident isn't wearing long sleeves or short sleeves, so I don't need to, but if they were, you would just roll their sleeves up so you could see their upper arm. Then I am going to take my blood pressure cuff and just squeeze any of the excess air out of it, and also make sure that the valve is closed on this. So I'm just going to tighten it up now. Now I am going to find the brachial artery on my resident. So it is usually right below here, and it is where the little fingers are at. So I'm also going to be finding it just with my fingers, by the fingertips, until you can find a pulse. Okay. So now I'm going to be putting the blood pressure cuff on. So when I am putting this on, you are to find the arrow on the blood pressure cuff. So that is right here. And then you are to line that up with the brachial artery. So I am going to be putting it on my patient. And when you put this on, you don't want it too tight or too loose, so it should fit like a snug. And then also you want it to be at least 1 inch above their elbow. So now I'm going to be placing the earpieces of my stethoscope in my ears, and then I'm going to be putting the diaphragm, this piece, on the brachial artery, and then I'm going to be finding the radial pulse. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing when I put my stethoscope earpieces in and put this on the brachial artery, I'm going to inflate the cuff until I cannot feel a pulse, and then I will note this point in my notebook, and then I will also inflate the cuff again to 30 mmHg beyond where I last felt the pulse. So and then I'm going to be doing it again. So tighten it up. So now that I've found their blood pressure reading, I am going to be writing it in my notepad. Okay, and now I am going to be taking off the blood pressure cuff, and then I am going to provide my patient with comfort and also put their call light back in my resident's reach and any other things that he needs in his reach. Then I'm also going to be unscreening the person, and then before I leave the room, I'm going to be completing a safety check as well in the room. Then I'm going to get a disinfectant wipe, and I'm going to be cleaning the earpieces and also the diaphragm. And then I'm going to be returning the equipment back to its proper place. And then I'm going to practice hand hygiene, so I'm going to wash my hands. And then I am going to take my notepad and return any of my notes, to report them to my to the nurse, the supervising nurse, and if any of the recordings were an abnormal blood pressure rate, I would report that to the nurse immediately. So that is how you properly record a person's blood pressure. Thank you.